this episode of the Northeast Interface, we speak with two eminent people from the Northeast who talk about the region with a sense of pride, love and despair. It is an insider's view of this region rich with umpteen natural resources, yet at the same time with a very fragile ecosystem. A region that requires both preservation as well as development.
When we got our independence as a nation, the mainland took off very well. They grew from strength to strength, and today India is a mighty nation. But this part of the country, immediately after independence, we faced difficulties because we had that natural calamities of earthquake and volcano, and following that political resentment, and then later on for a few decades we have been just nursing insurgency and the military conflict, and that is why we could not take off with the mainland. And moreover, during that time the whole process was just beginning, but we had a serious setback with the problems which I have just mentioned.
When I was in college, actually, to be truthful, we never felt that we are Indians. But now it's completely different. The feeling of Indianness is very, very strong. And the younger generation are very proud of being an Indian. It's a different world now.
Unfortunately, we did not have any opportunity to come together till now. For a long time, there was no developmental activities which can bring us together except some institution in the state of Assam and a new one in the state of Meghalaya. Otherwise, we never had opportunity to come together. So given a chance, perhaps we will unite. But right now, we have not been able to come together as yet.
Well, there is only one unity, which is ethnic unity, the way they look. They look Mongolite. And beyond that, every tribe has its own identity. Every river you cross, you see another tribe. Each one having their own identity. So it's a wall of more than 200 tribes.
Northeast India is very important, I believe, for our country for two reasons. First of all, from this national security point of view, because it borders with 5 countries. Then also because of its rich potentials in terms of economy. It has a huge deposit of mineral coals, mineral wealth, and also wide variety of biodiversity, and also it has the potential for generation of electricity. So from that point of view, there lots huge potential which are yet to be tapped.
Northeast is one of the lifeline of India because it's one of the most strategic locations. It's the gateway to the east. Northeast basically is the only place where you have all the natural resources, like the forests and the rivers. And also, ethnically, this the only place where you have a connection with the Southeast Asia. It's very, very important.
Now, the main reason for slow growth in the economy is the connectivity. Of course, the terrain is a very serious issue. It's very challenging to travel, especially into some parts of the state of Nagaland and also some parts of the states in Sikkim and all that. Terrain is very challenging. But apart from that, you see the connectivity in terms of road, airways, railway heads, these are very, very neglected. For instance, Meghalaya do not have any railway head, and even they don't have a functioning airport, you see. And the road conditions, roads are there, but it is very challenging. It's very difficult to travel.
One greatest problem in the north is the poor infrastructural facilities. Now there is no electricity. In most of the places, you have electricity only in the name. It came only maybe 1 hour or 2 hours a day. And the roads are pretty bad, very, very bad. And many of these roads are inaccessible during monsoon time. So in order to develop this area, the first and foremost important is development of infrastructural facilities, especially electricity and roads.
It's important that we take off the development with much care, because the rich biodiversities which is a blessing in our land, this cannot be destroyed, because we cannot leave a future barren for our people.
Everyone is exploiting the natural resources to suit their personal interests. Politicians and business people, some kind of regulation has to be enforced, but it's not available there. Almost everything is dictated by the holding guns, the insurgents. Well, you produce a lot of educated people, educated in the sense that degree holders. Every year it churn out graduates after graduates. You don't provide them jobs because they don't know industry. For example, you come from Manipur. The whole of Manipur, there is absolutely no industry except possibly a handloom industry. And where do you keep all these young people? They have nothing else to do but to hold guns or to enter into this kind of activities. It's very sad.
Now, I think this is the greatest challenge for the region. Now, see, especially in the state of Manipur and Nagaland and even some parts of Assam, they have been experiencing this for quite some time now. And I think at this time, a point of desperation, pain and anger has been experienced by the people. And so when there is extortion, what happens is that it affects the common man, because the price goes up, and so they are not able to tolerate it any longer. So what happened in the recent past, people, they came together and they voiced it out together. So a group has come up, for instance, in Nagaland also, Action Committee Against Unabated Taxation, and they are voicing it. And so I think this will gradually change and impact the scenario gradually.
I don't know the number of insurgents there. Almost every village or every region, every tribe has their own underground people.
I know that projects left uncompleted, and every time enhancement keeps on going and never completing the project. So there must be some undercurrent, that is flowing and into a wrong direction. So for this, we need to be very, serious about it, and somehow I hope it will be changed in the future. Yeah.
They created all these groups, UGs, underground people, in order to solve corruption. But they have become more corrupt than the politicians. That's the point. The only industry which is really paying is through hooligans and extort money from people. If you build a house, if you have money, within a week's time you will have a love letter saying that asking for 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 10 lakhs. This one nobody even who have money, they're not to invest there. It's pointless.
I think ASPA is no longer relevant in a growing democracy. India is doing so well, and then even the northeastern region, in spite of the insurgency and disturbances, the participation in the general election has been very encouraging, and people are coming forward, in all sphere of activities. So it is actually not fair that ASPA remains imposed in certain part of the northeastern region. I think it is time that it has to be repealed.
Since long time ago, this one police officer told me that they had a lot of encounters, but encounters were all pre-planned. It never really happened. So for that, that act is very important. You do anything you want. You manage those things, which happen in JNK also, in many places. This has been the case in Manipur all the time, for a long, long time.
I believe that this is time to have a change in the region. So for so long we have been neglected in a way, and people are almost reaching a point of despair and frustration. And so I think we expect the government of India to do some big developmental works, some new infrastructure should come up in the state, in terms of roads, in terms of institutions, and also sustainable development, So I hope that this new government will bring some new changes. We have very high expectation that the Northeast will merge along with the rest of the country in terms of development.